3K, guys.
And good morning. It's so good to be with y'all this morning. I'm Nancy Kaysen. I have a little gift shop down across the street from the museum at the First Street Square called the Red Ribbon. And this is my cohort, Brene Beatty, retired. And loving every minute of it. Absolutely loving every minute of it. You know, we usually try to tell y'all a little bit about the weather, and we just don't really care.
Not anymore.
I'm telling you, yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. 3 days before that, everybody was hunting for their sweaters.
I had my fireplace on.
That's right. Turn the heat on in the house, put the flannel sheets back on the bed. I mean, this is ridiculous, folks. I think it's supposed to be fairly pretty today, but, you know, we're not going to worry about it.
There were some clouds, you know, and then I think the guy on the TV said maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but he said it's only about 20%, and he said, I'm just saying that to cover myself. He actually said that.
So we're saying that to cover ourselves. Okay, so we know that we are having weather today.
Yes, just look outside and see what it's going to be.
That's right. That's exactly right. Last week's program was all about Cherry's Jubilee, and I just want to thank everyone, all 10,000 people that came out to Cherry's Jubilee. I've never seen such a crowd in my life, and it was wonderful. And it was a tremendous fundraiser. I would tell you exactly what we made, but I'm not real sure just yet. We still have little monies trickling in. But thank you all for your support.
But it was really a lot.
Appreciate it. It was a lot, and we had a great time. And I thank my committee. I mean, the girls worked really hard, and all the artists that donated, and the wonderful caterers that fed us, and it was just great.
I just hate that I missed it.
Yes, because you are just a good old standard there.
I know.
And you didn't make it.
I've already got it on my calendar for next year, though, so I will plan around it.
She's already got it on her calendar. That's okay.
Well, I put in April.
Good.
So that I'll check with you if I'm going to do anything in April.
That's exactly right. Well, what else got going this week?
Oh, we got lots going on. Here we go with the library, the best kept secret in town. April is National Poetry Month. We told you that, and they are going to have a celebration, poetry celebration. So, did I say so?
I don't know.
I don't know what I said.
Not enough caffeine yet.
Not yet. A little early. Okay. A poetry celebration on Thursday. That's today.
Yes.
I am not doing well.
Well, you've been in New York, honey.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm still rattled. Okay, featuring John C. Manoni. That's an Italian name, isn't it?
Does sound that
way.
Anyway,
okay. And there will be open mic time to share and discuss poetry with him. And it will be April the 26th at 7 p.m. And it will be an evening workshop to address issues such as writer's block, the craft of poetry, and publication strategies. So that sounds really, really good.
It does. It does. And I want to thank all of you all that came out Tuesday night to the Greater Cleveland Community Concert Band concert, which was April 1865, One Nation Under God. It was absolutely wonderful, even if I was sitting last chair flute. It was phenomenal. My husband, who is my biggest critic in the whole world, thought, he's always critiqued all the musical shows I've ever done. Yes, yes, he's very much of a critic. Anyway, he said it was wonderful. So to all of you people in the band and to all of you people that came out and heard the band, and we were at that new Fine Arts Center at Bradley Central High School. Oh, it's phenomenal. So thank you, folks. We appreciate you.
I missed that, too. My dog had training classes.
And that is necessary
for
your dog.
Why, Nancy. Well, yeah, actually, he's still a pup, so we're working on it. We're working on it.
He's gaining on it.
He is. He's getting better, slowly. Westside Ruritan will hold its annual 5K road race on Saturday, beginning at 8 a.m. at Walker Valley High School. Pre-registration is $10 and day of race is $12, and there will be a team competition of area high school and area middle schools, and each team, the winning team in each category, will receive $100.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get a team.
Exactly. I don't think we're in
5K. That's
no.
Forget it. Forget I even brought
it up. No, I couldn't even walk 5K. Okay, for information on the high school competition, contact Larry Cotton at Bradley High School. For the middle school contest, Joe Spencer at Ocoee Middle School. And y'all get your running shoes on.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Sounds like a good time.
Saturday from 3 until 9 around the Courthouse Square will be the Main Street Cruise-In, and this is our first one for the 2012 season. Folks, we've had as many as 500 cars there. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
And so it's just great to kind of walk around, and there'll be some food vendors there, and And, you know, if not, you could stop at the Spot or Gardner's, or come on down next to us and go to CBC or the Catch and just really enjoy downtown. It's just great. So that's this coming Saturday.
And hopefully it'll be pretty.
Yes. But we're making no weather promises.
No, we make no weather promises at all. Okay. This Saturday, April the 28th, the Bradley County community is being asked to help neighbors who were affected by the storms of 2011 and 2012 at a special day of service scheduled for this Saturday. The day of service will begin at 9 a.m. and will continue through 3 p.m. that day, but could last longer depending on specific crews plans at the work site. Work orders will be distributed to those who volunteer at the former Food Line parking lot on APD 40. And so First United Methodist Church will provide daycare for parents who are volunteering. So if you want to and think, oh, God, I can't because I have kids and everything, there's free daycare.
That is not an excuse.
No, no longer. And the Salvation Army will provide canteen services to the workers in the effect. So, Lord, you've got daycare, you've got food. Just, you know, strap on your work belt and let's go help these people rebuild.
That's exactly right.
So you can call, got pencils ready, 599-0757, or you can sign up at the Community Action Network website at www.cbcan.com.
Very good.
So,
and today for lunch, we will have at the First Street Square, which is right over there behind my shop, the Red Ribbon. It's right off of Inman Street, and it's behind our buildings there. We will have the Vocal Rhapsody from Cleveland State singing. Now, this is the 4th week of this. We had the Walker Valley Jazz Band, and then we had the Greater Cleveland Community Concert Band's Jazz Band. And last week was Buttery Spuds from the Bradley Central High School Rock Band. And this week will be Cleveland State's Vocal Rhapsody. And that's today from 12 to 1. And what you need to do is bring your lawn chair and a brown bag lunch and sit out there.
And just enjoy.
Enjoy. And Flavis and I have enjoyed the first 3 and intend to enjoy this one.
Boy, y'all just have prime seats, don't you?
We do.
Prime location. And today, folks, is the second day in the rabies clinic for countywide. And take your animals out and get them spayed and neutered, but also get their rabies shots. Okay, today from 6 until 7 p.m., so you'll have plenty of time after work, Valley View School, McDonald Post Office, Charleston Fire Hall, and Oak Grove School. All pets should be on a leash or in a carrier, and please leave the cats in the vehicle for their safety. All we need is a loose cat and 9 million dogs.
That's exactly right.
Yank that leash right out of their hands.
Absolutely. When I was in college, I worked part-time for a veterinarian, and we did these rabies clinics. And we were over in Decatur at the courthouse one day, and this lady brought up this little feist, and you know.
Oh yeah, cute dogs.
Cute dog, but real hyper. And so Doc said, "Does this dog bite?" And the lady said, "No." And so Doc said, "Okay," and didn't ask me to hold the dog. And the next thing I know, the dog has gotten right between these bones right here on the doctor's arm, and the doctor is doing this to try to get the dog off, and the lady's screaming, and the dog is holding on for dear life. And I said, "Go ahead and give him a shot while we've got him moving." And we did, and then we had to pry his mouth open and get it off the veterinarian, who then was really, really glad that the dog had had a rabies shot. But it might have been prior to. But anyway, so folks, if you think your dog might bite and the vet asks, then go ahead and say.
Just say.
Yes.
It's better to be safe than
That's
sorry.
Right. And then we'll just hold the snout and it'll be okay until it's over.
And for anyone who isn't aware, rabies vaccinations are required by law for all dogs and cats. I don't care if you've got, you know, a farm or whatever.
Right.
If you've got a dog or a cat, they are required by law to have a rabies shot.
And they have those little tags that proves that. And if they lose a tag, just call the vet's office and they'll get you another one.
Yes.
The new Farmers Market North has opened on Urbane Road.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and I was real surprised it opened this early. But they had Saturday they had a ribbon cutting and yada yada, you know. And it's at the Bradley County Recreation Park, 234 Urbane Road. And the market's going to be open Monday through Saturday from sunrise to sunset.
Wow.
That's what it said, Monday through Saturday from sunrise to sunset. And it's there's a $25 fee to sell goods there. And you might want to check on that. I don't know whether it's $25 for the season.
Yeah.
Surely it's not $25 every time you set up.
Yeah, really.
They're going to have produce, plants, flowers, eggs, dairy, and USDA inspected, locally raised meats.
Oh.
And home baked goods and home canned items, but they have to come from a licensed domestic or commercial kitchen, which we have over on Peerless Road.
Yes, at the
that
cannery.
farmer's market. And I don't think that farmer's market has opened yet, and I might be telling you wrong. They are usually Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That is usually where we go because it is cheaper than putting out a garden. Although we go ahead and put out a garden so we can say we put out a garden, and then we go buy our produce at the farmer's market.
I do that too, because I tell you what, I've planted 5 pepper plants and 2 cucumbers and 3 tomatoes, and by the end of the season, in my time and watering and everything, I'll have a bazillion dollars, and I'll end up with 1 pepper, 2 cucumbers, and maybe some tomatoes.
Right.
It's just not worth it.
No, it's not. But
But like you said, I put out a garden.
And that's what we like to say, because we have some acreage, and we like to say we did a garden.
Got a small farm there.
Small farm. Small farm. Yes.
Okay, the 54th annual Polk County Ramp Tramp Festival is set for April 25th through the 28th.
Yeah, so started yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, and it will celebrate 54 years of ramps during this festival. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
In 1958, a group of 4-H volunteers, members, and young farmers and homemakers tramped up Big Frog Mountain to harvest. Did I say fog? I meant frog.
Frog.
Okay, Big Frog Mountain, and to harvest and feast on one of nature's first mountain herbs. So anyway, that's going to be there, and the festival group is getting ready for a really big time. And if you've never been, there's going to be bluegrass and gospel music and food. And if you've never gone, it's really something to do. And ramps are really good. But everybody in your party needs to eat them.
Yes, so that when you're breathing on each other. All right, next Monday night, the Chinese acrobats will be at the Con Center.
Yes.
And the tickets for that single night are $20 for adults and $10 for students. And starts at 7 o'clock. And don't come by the Red Ribbon for tickets. We're just going to do them that night at the event.
Yeah, okie dokie. And the McDonald Black Fox Ruritan Auction and Bake Sale fundraiser is... Whoa, everything's happening this Saturday.
I'm telling
Saturday the 28th, and it's from 6 until everything is gone. So get there early. They'll have hot dogs, hamburgers, drinks, and all the fixins. And items in the auction include the piano stool from the old McDonald School and an old rocker from the school. How cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, and other items have been donated, and they'll be auctioned off. And they'll have, homemade cakes and pies and goodies. And it'll be held at the Ruritan Clubhouse by Old McDonald School. And for more information, you can contact Dana Bergner, 472-8756. And the money is used to help meet the needs of the community.
Almost makes you want to sing, doesn't it? Oh, McDonald. Okay, we won't sing.
Have you ever heard me sing?
But we will be right back, folks.
Yes.
So we're going to cut out my singing and go right to commercials, and we'll be right back with our first guest.
And y'all be there too.
That's right. Don't go away.
Be here too.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Rid-A-Pest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, But the best part is, it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Ridipest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ridipest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson, Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@wtmbtv.net or kim@wtmbtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much, and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I could go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
And we are back.
Yes,
And
good
it
morning
is
again.
so good to see you all this morning. We hope you stayed with us because the lovely lady over here on our left is Miss Amy Banks. And Amy is here to talk to us about trees today. But now she has a specific purpose in talking about trees. And I just cut this, you know we love the banner. We love the banner.
It's where we get all of our information.
Gets 20th Tree City USA honor.
That's 20 years.
20 years.
That is phenomenal.
Just real quickly, tell us what a tree city, what you have to do to be a tree city.
Well, there's several things. We have to have a shade tree board, and we have to have our urban forester, and I think the article goes into it even more in depth. And we have kind of a special recognition in that we're a tree city, and we are also a tree line city. That means that Cleveland Utilities works with us in preserving trees, trying to keep shade on the street, and also keeping the power lines, on overhead. So they do special trimming and are really a big part of the program. And then also Cleveland State, the fact that they are a tree campus, and we're pretty much the only place across the country that's got these three honors. So that's some of a special thing. We just celebrated Arbor Day, did our planting yesterday, and we're recognized again that it's the 20th year that we are a tree city.
You know, we were green before green was in.
Yeah, exactly, because that's right, very much so.
And then, now, who gave away the little trees a couple of weekends ago here at Cleveland State? Was that you all, or did you have
Well, that's our urban forester,
Okay.
and those are given by the state, and then just the shade tree board members came out to help give those out. And we gave out 3 different types of trees for people to plant.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I understand they weren't just little trees. They were
Well, they were
about that high.
Yeah,
pretty good sized trees. I mean, you would recognize them as a tree.
Yes, right.
That is
exactly.
great.
So that was good.
Now, I come in every morning on Georgetown Road, and I come right down, and there's trees in that median. Is that, did you all do that?
Yes, that was a special, I'm going to say grant, and I don't know if I'm using the right term, but that was some money that came from the state or federal level that came to the urban forester for, to do landscaping. And Dan Hartman, our urban forester, who does a really good job, put all that in, and it's done in such a way that the water, doesn't flood into the street, and it serves several purposes besides just being beautiful.
And
but yeah, it's
beautiful.
Pretty. It's
it
really pretty.
Is. It's so nice to come in through. It's kind of like a corridor you're coming in.
It creates such a difference. Makes all the difference to streetscape.
And then the greenway. Tell me what you all do with the greenway.
Well, we plant a lot of our trees through there. Yesterday we were dedicating basically a grove of black gum trees for the people who, in honor of the people who got the greenway started. About 25 different people who were really instrumental in getting it all going. And right behind Cleveland High School stadiums back there's a new beautiful section of the greenway, and normally we plant varieties of trees along the greenway, but this time we did a grove of these black gums that'll be really beautiful in the fall. They turn a real pretty color. So there's lots of interesting things along the greenway, and that's just the latest. And we use that as part of our Arbor Day celebration, because that's something else with the to be a tree city. We celebrate that and have our plans.
And if you want to honor somebody who has everything and you don't want to give them anything else to dust or take care of, you can make a donation. And they'll plant a tree and put a plaque.
I was hoping Amy would tell us about that, because I think that would be really something very special to do.
It really is. It really is. This is something that the Shade Trees put together, and it's called Trees in Honor. It's a Trees in Honor program, and we have different opportunities. One is a tree in memory. If someone dies and you want to, for $175, we will plant a tree in a public area, so these are protected trees, and you get a wonderful marker with the person's name and the date. And it's really a nice look, and the trees are 8 to 12 feet tall, so we're talking something that goes in that's got a good look. It's got a good look. And then also we do trees in honor, like let's say graduates. If you want to plant something, your child graduated from Cleveland High, Walker Valley, or Bradley, and you want to have a living legacy, something that's going to be there. And it's really a great idea. And so for the same thing, you can do that.
Or a birth of a child.
That's
Wouldn't
the next
that be
one.
a great? Oh, sorry.
We have you've got good ideas too. We have that program set with the hospital, and have some of the information up there to share. And so I think that's a really wonderful way when someone's born, because since it's put on public property along the greenway or one of the parks, your marker's there. 50 years from now, that young person's like, okay, this is neat.
Wow,
young
how big?
at that point, but yeah, it's
That is
pretty
so
neat.
And Mother's Day's coming up.
Yes.
You could actually do that.
You could.
In honor or memory of your mother.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then graduation's coming up with the high schools and all. So it's a really pretty neat program. We're proud of it, and we're starting to see more and more people take this opportunity to do something good for Cleveland, and nice for the person in memory or in honor, and it adds interest along the greenway. People stop and read to see.
I walk my dogs on the greenway almost every morning.
them.
And
Yes,
I'm like,
I
oh,
see
there's
you
a
all
new
the
tree.
time.
Who's that for?
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot. It's really good.
Well, now, why did you pick black gum for the little forest that you're going to have there?
Our urban forester, Dan Hartman, made that decision. It wasn't something that we talked about, and I think it's just that apparently they make a nice, when you're planting a grove, several trees, it gives a nice impact and a good look. And probably looked at a lot of the other things he's planted along the greenway and thought this will add some interesting color for fall. So that's probably why he picked that.
He does such a good job.
Yeah, Dan's
really is.
very smart.
We
very
are lucky to
capable.
have him.
Yeah, very smart.
Now, the shade tree board and the tree board, is that the same thing?
Same thing. We are technically, we are Cleveland Shade Tree Board, and it's an appointed board by the mayor. And we all represent different entities in Cleveland when we serve on it. I represent Main Street. And then we have everything from Cleveland Utilities to City Council, Planning Commissions, all the different, we try to pull it together so that there's a lot of variety, and while we're there, bring a lot to the table.
Now, let me ask you, I know a couple of years ago, you did a lot of the plantings around the courthouse. Was that part of the shade tree, or was that just Amy needs to decorate the courthouse?
That was just, it was just sort of amazing to me when, they did all the hardscape around the courthouse as part of the project, the Main Street long-term master plan. And it just was sort of left with these, we laughed and called them ashtrays out front. Looked like big bowl, you know, big ashtrays. And so I just started kind of gathering up people who were interested and friends who I said, you know, donate us some money and we'll put this together. My brother did the sprinkling system, which is, of course, that's you've got to have a sprinkling system in an area like that to really keep it looking like. And then just some good friends helped out, and we just planted it. So
and it is pretty.
Yeah,
it's very
well,
pretty.
You've got the bones there of the, you know, you can come back and do summer color, fall color, but you've got your you know, it's built more or less, and hopefully we'll have some longevity to that.
How did you get interested in trees and greenery? And
don't even know. My brother's a tree hugger, and I hate to say tree hugger, we're sort of tree lovers.
Yeah.
We like nature. We just, you know, we grew up in Cleveland, and we just loved Cleveland, old parts of downtown, and we just, my brother Alan Jones really was ahead of his time in his vision about how important trees are, and how quickly those resources can come down with a chainsaw, and how it impacts not only, you know, your house but your neighbor's house, and just the importance. And he just recently, you might have seen in the paper where he donated 75 Princeton elms and 80 crepe myrtles, because crepes are also a tree in the tree family. And they were planted, we started in the Historic District, the Historic Neighborhood Association area, and planted those to shade pavement. He's a big believer in shading pavement and cooling the streets and making it where people can get out and walk and tree-lined streets.
That is great. I mean, you're not going to believe it, but we have already, we're
out
up against a commercial. Is there some kind of little
that's good.
Do you have a last minute little anything that you need to say?
Yes, if anyone's interested in doing a tree in honor or tree in memory, call Dan Hartman at 593-5660. And he can give you the information, and you will mail a check to his P.O. box, and we'll take care of a tree for you. So please sign up for one.
Amy, thank you so much. I know you don't realize that, but folks, I mean, when we get people on here and they start talking, it goes.
Time just goes by.
So do not go away, because we have another guest coming in, and so we'll go to commercial break, and we'll be right back. Amy, thank you so much.
Very good.
That was
Thank you all.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@wtmbtv.net or kim@wtmbtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today. Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Ritapest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Ritapest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Ritapest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Ritapest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ritapest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
Very simple process, and it's well worth it.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And we are back, and we'd just like
Yes,
for you to
we are.
know that we're an equal opportunity. We have a gentleman on with us this
Yes.
morning. So for those of you that have complained, because Brene and I like to have female audiences, that is not right. Not
Here.
right.
No, we like men
This
too.
is- we do.
Yes.
And this is Dwight Goff, and he's with Absolute Roofing. And one reason we wanted to have Dwight on today was because this is really close to the 1-year anniversary
Yes.
of the tornadoes that went through. And then, of course, we had tornadoes in March
Yes.
of this year.
A 1 month anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you drove through any of those neighborhoods, you saw homes maybe still standing, but the roof was gone. So Dwight's going to talk to us a little bit today about roofs and what you need to look for if you're repairing. And just take it, Dwight, and go.
Sure. Well, as you were saying, we had the storms in April, March. You know, it's unpredictable. You just never know what we're going to get. You know, we've had some bad seasons with the tornadoes, and obviously they bring hail
winds,
and
yes.
high winds. You know, a lot of times people just don't know they have damage. The hail, basically after beating down on the roof, it basically just knocks all the granules off the roof for one. It penetrates the mat, can cause leaks, and just completely voids the manufacturer's warranty. So we basically come in, we do a roof inspection, we get on the roof, we take a look at everything, and by doing that, it's hard to see from the ground, basically. A lot of people think, well, I look up, I don't see anything.
Right.
But you really have to be on the roof to tell if there's damage.
Especially if you have a 2-story house.
Right, yeah, that's true, that's true. Now, the wind damage, obviously, you're missing shingles. It's visible. But with the hail, it causes, just like a bruise on your arm, it'll cause bruising, and it's basically a dark spot where all the granules are gone, and it's just basically depleted the life of the shingle.
And I had never thought about that until I read an article a couple of weeks ago when we had that hail, wherever it was, that was golf ball size and larger. And it said, severe damage could have been done to your roof during this situation. You need to get a professional to come in and check this. I mean, that's what the news said.
Right.
So I didn't even think about hail.
Right.
Well, I know we're talking about roofs too, but it also, you have to check your siding, because I didn't check my siding when we had that hail, and my neighbor said, do you know you've got holes in your siding?
Right.
And I'm like, no, I never go.
And we do a lot of that as well. You know, generally the homeowner likes to work with one contractor.
Yeah.
Right.
So most of the time, you know, when you get the hail, you'll see damage to siding, gutters, downspouts, and of course the roofing. And you know, not just shingles, but you'll see the you know, asphalt shingle roofs. You'll see metal roofs that are dinged up real bad.
I hadn't thought about that either.
So all types of roofing gets damaged. You know, you're not, just because you have a metal roof or you have a shingle roof, you can sustain damage if there's hail or high winds.
I thought metal roofs, you bought them and they were there till you died.
Right. They do have some longer warranties. You know, the standard metal roof comes with a 40-year. But when you get the hail, especially larger hail, it just really, you know, you can look at it and it may not leak initially, may not have problems, but you can look at it. It's almost like a vehicle.
Yeah.
How you see the dings in it, and it just cosmetically causes some problems. And then of course in wind situations, you know, these panels are the length of that particular slope of the roof, so if it lifts that up, generally it's going to take the majority of that panel off, or several other panels.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that leaves the interior of the house exposed right there.
Yes.
Where
Correct.
that's done there.
At that point, you're
not good.
You're going to want to
not
right,
good.
Right.
And so you need to immediately call somebody.
Correct.
To get that done.
Right.
Ugh.
And we do 24-hour service as well for
Wow.
these situations. As far as coming out and if we need to tarp the roof for an immediate fix, it could be raining that night, it could be raining that next evening. And if there's not time to do the proper repairs before the rain, then we can tarp that off.
Oh, bless your heart. That is very good to know.
It is.
Right.
Now I had I live on the water over on Candy's Creek, and one of TVA's trees fell.
Oh, no.
And not mine, no, because it's that part, up there TVA owns, and one of TVA's trees fell into my house, and I immediately thought, what am I supposed to do? Because it went through my bedroom roof.
Right.
So now when you're saying you're a 24/7, you'll come tarp.
Right.
That's wonderful to know.
Right.
And charge TVA.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
then TVA wanted to know what I was going to plant where that tree was, and I said, nothing, that's your tree.
Yeah, not my problem.
No,
Wow.
that's not what TVA thought. But
Harvard's a
anyway,
shade board.
I could come, but I'm out. But now, tell us a little bit, Dwight, about how do we tell a legit roofer from some of these others that came running in last April.
And that's a big situation right now.
It is.
There's a lot of roofers around with all the storms, whether you're in Cleveland, Ottawa, the whole surrounding area.
Right.
Number one, you need to make sure they have a Tennessee license. Tennessee license, general liability, and workers' comp, which is all state requirements. And make sure you can get proof of it. Do
you have to carry like a card or a copy of?
We have copies of ours.
Yeah.
So when we're on site, we can show the homeowner, that we are licensed. We have all our insurance, and we have our documentation to show it.
And see, that's good for people to know what you're supposed to look for from these roofers.
So again, that's Tennessee license,
correct,
liability insurance, and workman's comp.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, workers' comp.
All right.
Right. Yes, workman's comp is required for any roofing company to have. That's kind of the first things you want to look at. You can also request to see previous work in the area. You can obviously ask for references. That's a good idea as well. And we're more than happy to provide those. And any reputable roofing company will be. Yeah. So that's the primary things to look for.
And I would say go for a local.
Yes, go shop local.
Right. Say, well,
shop local.
All of my references are in Alabama or North Carolina or something.
And I'm quite sure last April, we just really didn't care if you had a truckload of shingles and could fix my roof.
Right.
And I understand people were in that situation, but that may have turned out to not be so good for some situations.
That's right. We've heard some horror stories.
Oh gosh.
We have
that's sad.
Shoddy work and then they disappear.
Right.
No guarantee.
Nowhere to be found. And there's been some lawsuits and some large situations going on where companies have taken money from the homeowner and just never showed back up. And
never pay in the front.
Right. It's if there's not material on the ground and work being done, it's you need to watch out and be careful because there are companies out there that don't have the homeowner at their best interest.
And that's so sad because these people were desperate.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's they were just totally taken advantage of.
Right.
And that is so sad. And that's why people like you at Absolute Roofing,
correct, will
be right there, Johnny on the spot with those 3 things that people need to see and referrals,
and we'll be there later.
That's it. We'll be here after the storm.
That's the big thing. Right. We'll be here later.
That's the primary thing.
You
want somebody you can depend upon that's going to be here next week, next month, next year.
Absolutely.
You can depend on them to be here, and it may not just be for the home that they just had work on, but somebody they can depend upon in the future for their next home or their son or daughter's property. Somebody they know they can call and they know the work they're going to get.
Right, absolutely. Now, where are you located?
We're off Stewart Road, 1510 Stewart Road.
Okay.
Across from the YMCA. That's where we have an office there.
Oh, okay.
And of course, we have a meeting room that homeowners can come in and we can sit down and go through different options of roofing or materials and what they want if they have particular needs and specifications they're wanting met.
Right.
Otherwise, we come to the home. We can meet on site. We can go through all the options there as well.
I know when my husband and I built the home we're in now, that my main concern with our roof was what color it was going to be.
Right, and there's a lot of colors.
And I mean, I know, and it was just very, very important to me that I have a brownish tone roof.
Right.
I mean, that was important because I wanted to.
Brown is your color.
That is my
you
color.
You can't wear black.
And,
can't have a black
so,
roof.
Right.
So, do you often have to referee those little situations?
We do in some instances. We'll we'll go back and forth and try to work it out the best we can.
Oh, I have a question. On an asphalt roof, what, they say 20, 25 years, but is that really true? I mean...
It depends. There's several variables there.
Okay.
One is ventilation. Does the attic have enough ventilation? Because that determines your roof. If it's too hot, the shingles are going to get too hot. It's what they call blistering. It's just like a blister on your hand or
I've
whatever.
heard that term.
It'll bubble up, and it just really shortens the life of a shingle. So, if you have proper ventilation and it's installed properly, then you should get close to that. You're probably not going to get a full 25 years out of it. But, and two, as far as tree coverings and growth or whatever there is on the roof and the surrounding the area. But, yes, and of course, we look at that as well. Yeah. Basically, all homes we do, we put in ridge vent, which is ridge ventilation, which vents it evenly throughout the attic. But yes, to answer it shortly, yes.
Well, the roof is going to get the most part of all the weather.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And so you're going to get the rain and the hail and the sun and all of this. So I would think 25 years would just be awesome.
Yeah.
If you could get that.
And that's on the lower end of what we have. Our standard 3-tab shingle is a 25-year, and then we just kind of go up from there. So that's going to be kind of your minimum of what you're going to get.
Since the weather here has been getting,
to
say the least, and we're turning into subtropical area, I'm going to start planting cacti. But what about the difference between like a black or a brownish roof as opposed to a grayish, for the heat reflection?
And you're not going to have a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
With obviously the darker color, it's going to be a little bit hotter.
Yeah.
It's going to suck in the heat a little more, but it's not major.
Yeah. If you have the ventilation.
Right. If you have the proper ventilation, and two, the biggest thing we see, the kind of the old way of doing things. Some people used to put shingles over shingles, and we'll still see houses these days where there's 3 or 4 layers of shingles.
Oh my goodness.
And in that, is going back to your question on how long they're going to last. They're not going to last at all. When you have that much heat built up, and then two, the weight. You're talking 200 and some pounds per 10-foot by 10-foot section here on the low side. You're talking about a lot of weight. And on the older homes, it's just a real strain. So, your main thing is tearing it off, getting it back down to the existing decking, making sure there's no rot, replacing any wood if it needs to be replaced, and then putting it back properly.
Now, how far out are you all on contracts right now? I mean, with all this bad weather we've had.
Right. We're actually not too far out. Okay. We're about 2 to 2.5 weeks. So if we get something in line today, we can put it in production, and depend upon weather, rain, and but
and who knows these days.
Right. About 2 to 2.5 weeks.
Now, if you tarped a roof for someone, is that an immediate? You're going to send a crew out the next day for that tarp, or how long will a tarp last?
A tarp will last a little while.
Oh, okay.
We can put some synthetic material down as well, and some of that, obviously we have tested this, but they tell us it'll last up to 6 months with UV rays and everything on it. We don't last that long, but generally we try to take, especially in a storm situation, we try to go with the most critical first. If it's a small situation or small patch and we can cover it, but this person's having a major issue, then we'll try to put it in line from most critical to on the lower end where we can line them up from priority level.
Right, and you probably have people like me. If I just needed a new roof and there was somebody that lost a roof, I'd say, hey, hang on, I'll try to earn interest on my money that I was going to pay you for that.
Right, and if we can do that, we can. Obviously we don't like to reschedule customers' time frames, but if we can, we will to help if there's a storm situation that arises.
All right, now Dwight, tell everybody out there in listening land how they can get a hold of you.
Yes.
You can get a hold of us. Our number is 423-650-4288. Also on the web, it's www.aroofnow.com. That's AROOFNOW.com.
That's cute.
Yes,
that's
that
easy.
is.
A
That's
roof
clever.
now. That's
Easy to remember.
And easy to remember,
very
yes.
good.
I like that, yes.
And you are located off Stewart Road.
Correct.
Across from the Y.
Across from the Y.
Right.
I think that's where Landmark used to be, which is one of our
Right.
Yeah, okay. So, Dwight, thank you so much for coming
No
on
problem.
today.
Appreciate you having me.
I felt like we
information.
needed to do something to kind of commemorate the 1 year anniversary and normally
inform people
and inform
what
people.
to look
and
for,
normally
yes.
we don't do serious things on this show. so we really do appreciate you coming on
No
and talking to
problem.
us about roofs. So Dwight Goff with Absolute Roofing.
Right.
ARoof.com.
ARoofnow.com.
Right.
Don't go away. Jennifer White from the Museum Center will be right back with us. So don't go away.
We'll be waiting.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Ritapest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Ritapest will eliminate these annoying pests and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Ritapest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Ritapest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days, will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ritapest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
Discover great local programming right here on WTMB East Tennessee Television. Tune in weekday mornings at 6:30 a.m. for Tennessee Valley This Morning to find out what's going on in your local area. Watch East Tennessee Shopper with Joe and Kim Palo live every Monday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Get caught up in all the latest sports action. Watch In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson. Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. with replays at midnight. All this and more on WTMB East Tennessee Television.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I could go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Have you ever thought about a career in television broadcast sales? Well, if so, WTMB might just be the place for you.
We're looking for a person that is self-motivated and energetic to join the WTMB family as a broadcast salesperson.
If that sounds like you, give us a call at area code 423-472-8892 or email us at joe@WTMBtv.net or kim@WTMBtv.net. We look forward to hearing from you, and let's get started today.
I'm Byron Winters with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Contact me for all of your business insurance needs. From general liability to workers' comp, commercial auto, and business umbrellas, Landmark Insurance has you covered.
are back, and we've
Yes.
been having such a nice little conversation off the air, behind the commercials, and but we do pay attention to the commercials.
Sometimes.
Jennifer White from the Museum Center at 5 Points. You know, we always have someone once a month at least from the Museum Center because they have such wonderful things going
They do.
on. So Jennifer is here to tell us what's happening at the museum.
I brought a
Look what she
friend
brought.
today.
Her friend. Isn't that
this
cool?
is my daughter's mug. We had a
Oh.
workshop a couple of weeks ago called,
Look at the tooth.
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
She calls him Bob the Confused Hillbilly, just in case anybody needs to know that. But this is a potter, a gentleman from the John C. Campbell Folk School,
Right.
by the name of Rob Withrow. And he's a wonderful potter and a very generous man. And what he does is he throws these mugs and brings them just wet for us. And then he teaches you how to make faces. And you get to put your
cool.
own face on the mug.
Now that is
Isn't
not
that-
your daughter's face.
No, I hope not.
No.
I'd be worried about the mustache.
Yeah.
But that was her project for the day, and she's 12, and I thought she did a wonderful job. Then he
Yes.
takes them back to his studio and glazes them and fires them and brings them back for us. And for
How
$25, you couldn't buy this in the store for $25.
And you all had that, was it 3 weeks ago that you all...
I think it was just 3 weeks ago
Okay,
this
did
this
that.
week. So we're so excited about him, we're having him back.
Oh.
We run an art camp program in the summer, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but we one of my goals for the art camp is to have professional artists in contact with our students because the art programs in the schools keep getting weaned down and down, and that's a problem.
It
so
is.
we want kids to know that we value art, that art is a viable career, and that if you are drawn in that direction, that there is encouragement. So what I do is I bring in artists, or we take them to their art studios. So we've been to Josh Coleman's sculpture studio. He's wonderful with the kids. We've had Doug Haywood has taken the kids through town and talked architecture, and my oldest daughter now wants to be an architect.
How wonderful!
Which is fascinating,
Yes.
So by having that direct contact with working professional artists, it really inspires the kids to keep pushing even when it's not cool, or that sort of thing, because they take a little flack sometimes. So Rob is going to come back. He's agreed to come do a day with the kids, and they spend, the advantage of our art camp is we have 6 hours. We have them from 9 to 3. So we can do projects that you can't do at school in 45 minutes, right? So we have them from have him from 9 to 3 with the kids. He's going to bring some wheels. We're going to work on throwing and everything, and then he will take the projects back and fire them and bring them back, and we do a show at the end of the week. So the kids get some validation, and we put it out in the lobby with the lights and the little signs. I make them write little signs, and we do artist biographies, and they have to write their own little artist statement, and we want to validate them that their creative product is valuable to us.
And we're going to have you back on to talk about that camp, closer to camp, so that we be sure that, that the kids out there know about it.
Well, I wanted to mention it today because we're starting
Yes.
registrations, and there is, if you look under camps on our website, there's the information is there. Because it does fill up. Last year we filled 2 weeks of camp completely full and had to turn a couple kids away, which we hate to do.
I know.
So go to that website
So
right
it's
now.
www.museumcenter.org, and if you look under Learn, there's a heading that says Learn. They pull it down there, it says Camps. Click on the camps page, and it's all updated with the dates and the times and the prices and all that sort of stuff. And you this year knew, as soon as I get home and make it live, we get to, you'll be able to click and pay online and register online. So
how neat.
no more mailing anything in or trotting down to the gift shop, although Tracy'd like to see you.
Yeah,
But still, if you are tied up, and I know parents are busy, you can just click and sign your kid up online. Don't lose that spot. So
That's the thing right there, because if you're going to write a check and then it lays around on the desk for a couple of
Exactly.
days before you get it in the mail, you may have missed the deadline, or you may have the camp already
lost
filled
the
up.
spot.
So,
Exactly. So I wanted to mention that. And
I'm glad you did.
So in addition to that, and kind of in conjunction with that, we're running a exhibit right now, Vanishing Appalachia. I don't know if you've been seen it, but it's wonderful. And we had Don Dudenbostel and
Yes,
remember
you
his
did.
name? You remember him?
Oh,
Tom Savage came in.
Yes.
And they did the audio recordings and the photography for the exhibit. And it's a stunning exhibit. And as part of that exhibit, we have a gentleman coming in June 9th, by the name of Doug Elliott, and he is a fascinating individual. He is a naturalist. He is also a humorist and a storyteller and a musician.
Wow.
He does it all.
Multitask.
Yeah, it's fun.
Multi-talented,
It's fun.
yeah.
Well, so we have a wonderful day planned. Thanks very much to Jordan Fabricating has made a donation to allow us to bring him in. He is not inexpensive. So they've made a very generous donation so that we have him for a whole day. And what we're going to do in the afternoon, we're going to be out at Fletcher Park, and he's going to take us on a nature walk and explain to us everything we ought to know about what's around us, which if you're into plants and into flowers, you absolutely don't want to miss this. So that's a ton of fun. It's very inexpensive. You can sign up through the museum gift shop and get in on that. It should be a very big thing. And then in the evening, we have a free program. We're partnering with the Cleveland Public Library and the Friends of the Library Association, and we're going to have that program at the library. Mostly because they have a really nice space.
They really do. They really do.
You know, and we have other events going on, and so to juggle things, and we like to partner up with local agencies. So we're going to be at the Cleveland Public Library, and he's going to give us a show, and he's going to talk and tell stories and sing songs and make you laugh, make you cry, and all that good stuff. But it's going to be a wonderful evening.
And what's the date for that?
It's June 9th.
June 9th. Okay, is the Storytelling Guild involved in that?
The Storytelling Guild is actually helping too.
Okay.
Yeah, they will be there as hosts and hostesses and helping us just work with the crowd and everything. But we expect both events will be very popular and will fill very well.
Is that a Saturday?
It is a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It is June 9th. I think it's the second Saturday in June, actually.
Okay. All right.
So that's an event you don't want to miss. And we're very fortunate to be able to bring him here. And for me, I'm a transplant. I come from elsewhere. And I've been here 11 years, but I still don't recognize all the plants. I was not prepared.
I was born here, and I don't recognize all
there you
of
go.
them.
So I don't feel so bad, right? But it's true that things are, even the trees, the maple trees, they're different varieties of maple trees.
Yes, there are.
Things are different. And so it's fascinating to me to get to learn. I had to have some guy come over to my yard and tell me what I had when we bought the house, because I didn't recognize any of the plants. I was going to kill them all.
Where are you from?
You know, I grew up in New York State.
Oh, okay.
We moved here from Connecticut.
Renee was just there.
Oh, were you?
New York City.
Oh, there you go. My husband grew up just outside New York City. I grew up near the Adirondacks.
Oh,
which is why Cleveland's very home to me, because I grew up in the foothills of the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
So, and the topography is very much like
people don't realize that,
very
like
similar.
Western Pennsylvania and upstate New York and everything.
It's very wild.
Yeah,
sure. I grew up canoeing and you know, with all the lakes. You think Lake Placid, that was very close to where I grew up. So this is very comfortable. When we needed to relocate for a job and we found Cleveland, I said, well, that looks like home. And now it is home.
Yeah. Speaking of jobs, tell everybody what your job is at the museum.
My job, I'm the curator of education, which means my job is to help interpret the exhibits or the programs that we bring in for people, for kids and for adults. And so I plan programs. Things like one-day things like when Rob came and did things, or week-long programs. I also do school field trips. We're heading into field trip season. They're testing this week, and tomorrow the testing will be over, and once that Friday goes, I'm field trip season. I'm Field Trip City, which is wonderful. We love to see the school kids, and we like to help them learn a little bit about where they're from. You know, and when they come to the museum, I tell them, you know what the museum is? And they say, it's a place where you keep old stuff. And I said, no, it's the story of you. Yeah. It's the story about how you happen to be right here at this minute. If all this stuff hadn't happened, you wouldn't be here. And they're like, wow.
Never thought of it that way.
Isn't that interesting? But that's what our museum is. It's the story of you and me and everybody.
The history of Cleveland.
How we got to be here. Exactly. So we love to show them that. And this year, we're putting a special emphasis on some Cherokee history. That we've had some requests from the schools from our Cherokee-related things, so we're having a fun Cherokee Day where we get to do that.
Jennifer, thank you so much for being on with us today. This is one of those days that everything's just gone by real fast.
Yes,
and we really do appreciate it.
Yes,
so
thank you. That was very interesting.
We will be back with you next Thursday, but I'm sure someone will be here with you Friday morning.
I hope so.
I think it's Rob Alderman. I'm not real sure, but folks, thank you. Jennifer, thank you so much for being on with us.
Bye, yes.
Bye, folks. See you next week.
See you next week.